everybody doing? Welcome back to another video. I don't even know what I'm really going to be doing in this video. More just kind of talking, going to get a drink from the store, and just going on a drive, because honestly this is like the reality of every day for me. Set up over there, beds right there, and I mean, bro, every single day of my life, I'm up on the setup putting work in, and then it comes to the nights like this where I just can't sleep, really can't, just can't really get some, shut eye. I just, keep laying around, keep thinking. So might as well make a video, might as well just talk to you guys and, see how I'm feeling, because, I just keep thinking this year has been an amazing year. If, you guys don't know me, this has really been like, my come up year. Last year, maybe a year of learning. Excuse the hair too. I mean, you guys know, I just roll out of bed. I don't really care. I just make the shit, like, but either way, like I said, like, it's really been my come up year this year, like starting the beginning of this year, really getting consistent payouts rolling in from last year, and, almost making this video just to, show you guys that it's possible, right? There's no other person in this world to bet on than yourself, because if you're gonna, do this stuff, if you're gonna be able to, like, want to day trade, want to be able to look at the charts, want to make money, on your computer, all of that stuff to me, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was just absolutely insane. And up until now, I never really, thought I could do it. And then looking back at this whole year, I see, wow, like, I made double, triple what I would have made at my job. And, I'm doing way better. I'm able to, get a setup for myself, get, stuff for my cars, buy different cars, sell them. And if you guys don't know, that's what I do as well. Like, I have my project car. I don't really like count that at all. But, I've had a Corvette this year. I've had like a G37, right? Been able to buy and sell those, and I would have never been able to do that stuff normally. And it's, all thanks to this. And, it's just really, a blessing. But at the same time, I know that it's because of the work that I put in. And, if I wasn't spending 10 hours a day, doing this shit, there would be no point. And it's like, oh, you've been posting since like March. And, ever since, dude, my hair is so fucked up. It's probably, I would say, I don't know, September or October, I started finally getting payouts, finally consistently, seeing progress, seeing those stepping stones, even me seeing the chart different. You guys know that, like, who actually look at the chart, and actually like trade every day, you guys know that your eyes just adjust, they change, and, over time, like, the shit simply does not look the same. Like, you might not even need to mark stuff out, blah, 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 but really around that time is when all that happened. And I've just been running with it ever since, because I know in the back of my head, like, I'm gonna make it, right? So there's, no other reason to be doing nothing but that 24/7. So that's kind of how I think about it, and I don't know if you've ever seen, but this is the crib, just nothing too special. You got a bathroom here, like nice little 2 vanity seat. That's me, solid little shower. Boys, so we made it in the car. I mean, one thing I just love about the good old reliable Jeep is this motherfucker, like, it's been with me forever. I've had this little thing for like 4 or 5 years now. Ever since, I was just working on cars. I remember I bought this car for $500, and it still has like 127,000 miles. And that's just like what I do. Like, I just buy cars, and that's how I grew up, and that's how I would make my money. I was a mechanic, and it's really just a blessing, that I can even think of getting something nicer. And it's, that's always what I'm thinking is, like, I still have this car because, I have multiple cars, because all I'm, fearful of is the motherfucker breaking. And that's just being honest with you, because that's all I've, been dealt. And that's nobody, like, I'm not mad at nobody. Obviously, I have to work to build myself out of the position I was in, but it's, still a blessing I was even just able to do that from where I was at. And, I know it would have never came if I didn't, flip that switch one day and say, okay, I'm gonna do this. And, it's not like at the time that I knew that it was gonna work. Obviously, at the time I, knew what I knew and saw people, making it, and I thought it was possible, and that's all it takes, is the thought of, hey, maybe, I might be able to do this. And you guys know, for the ones who even have been doing it for a couple months now, you guys can see the progression you've made. You can see how far, you've come along, even as a person, right? This shit runs deeper than just the charts, and that's why it's almost something that I live by day. And, I've spend so much time on is because it, almost shapes me as a person, to do the things that I want to be able to do and get the places to where I want to be able to get. One thing that's always on my mind too is moving. I currently still live with my parents, and the thought of like how much I save versus how much I spend really isn't like the biggest deal in the world. Obviously, I'm gonna always be stacking this bread, and I want to keep saving, and I don't want my expenses to be too high. Just trying to think as like a real adult. I don't want to just blindly be like, okay, I know I'm going to make a lot of money. Let me just get my expenses really high and kind of fuck myself. Because, my expenses have never really been high. I've never been used to high expenses. And even now, like with how much I spend, it would be a crazy amount if I ever look back, 2-3 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, like how am I even spending that much? How am I able to, just maintain what I'm doing? That is why it's so hard for people to trade, right? Because you come from a situation where you're working a 9 to 5, and you can make money on your computer. You can make money in seconds, and then you start thinking, you're like, oh, I can make this amount in seconds, I can do this, and that fear really gets to you. And even just in this past December, right, with the Top Step accounts, right, they've just been stacking, and you guys should see that, right? One big winner is not gonna just, like even one payout. Like I remember when I got my first payout and I was like, oh my God, like this is it. But in reality, right, that money's gonna run out, and you're gonna have to get a new one. You're gonna have to be consistent at this shit. You're gonna have to do it day to day, and you're gonna have to actually understand how to trade. And that's one of just the biggest, I keep saying it's a big blessing, but I'm just so thankful that I was able to find the people I was able to find, and just really able to lock in. And that's really why I do this, for just an overview, really, because I see people who need help, and some people can't pay, some people can't afford it, and I understand that. But I also see the people who can, and they just don't have the right help. You see the gurus, the fucking retards online, and that's where I'm like, oh my God, like it's so simple. Exactly, it's so simple how I trade. Let me just hop in, start making content, do what everybody else is doing, and just make another source of income. So it's never been like, okay, this is my main source of income. And in longevity, obviously, I feel like that's what's going to set me apart. And I feel like that's what like the group of my friends set everybody apart, right? And I say friends, but like the people who I'm in contact with, who I have connections with. And I say connections, but I see them as friends. I hang out with them, we talk on FaceTime, and even if it's about business shit, right, we're still locked in as bros. And I just see all it, that's why I do what I do. And even offering the community for people, like there's just there's nothing like it, especially in a space where there's so many people who are like sharks in the water trying to hunt you down. And especially just showing consistency day in, day out, live market trading, like live analysis, live, just everything. And even if you're not taking the trades live, even if you're just showing, a live account, or like, an account that people know you have day to day, just showing that you can do it consistently, that they can do it consistently. And like, even when I lose, right, I let you guys know that I lose. I, show when I blow an account. And it's all because like you guys know that happens. I'm not perfect. Nobody in this whole world is perfect. Like all the people on Twitter, they spend 100, 200, 300,000 to make, $1 million on funded accounts. And, it's a business, it's a write-off. You're still making 700K. Like people just don't understand that. People have a fear of spending money, and they see, oh, I've spent 10K, 20K, 30K on accounts. And it's like, yeah, you can, have one account, really just build it up, get to a live account and, do that. But the reality is, more times than not, that's not going to happen. And, if you're going to have to spend money, you have to be fearful of not losing that money. And, you're going to make it right back. I remember the first time I bought 5 Top Step accounts and activated all of them. Yeah, it's expensive, right? It's, $1,500. But, my first payout was 3 times that. I think it was, either $4,500 or like $6,000. And it's just, you make it back in a snap. And then all of a sudden you're trading, less fearfully because you don't have any money involved, right? You've made all your money back, and now you have accounts that, don't really mean as much to you because you've made your money back from them. And then that's when you find that you even make more money because, the fear of, losing money, the fear of losing the accounts, the attachment you have to the accounts, all that stuff is gone, and you're just trading the charts. You're not trading your P&L. You're not trading any of it. And you can see that it just consistently flows. And that's just one thing that I hope I never have to go back to, is the fear of like being low on money and being, you know, fearful that, you know, if I blow this account, I might have to wait. And I understand, you know, where a lot of you guys are with that. And, you know, the only thing I can tell you is just keep working hard, keep putting that other foot forward, and keep showing up every day. Because, you know, luck doesn't happen if you don't, you know, attend. You know, luck has never happened to somebody that's never showed up. You know, if like you're showing up to the chart every day, obviously you're going to catch, you know, some lucky longs, lucky shorts. But if you're there every day, you're going to get consistently better and understand why you're doing this, why you're doing that, and, you know, just be able to lock every single one of those components in. I'm going to go ahead and go into the store, get a drink. My mouth's dry from all this yapping, but like in reality, like this is just what I do. I go get a drink, go back to the crib, either play games, lock in on content. Like I'm really like, shit's not that crazy, to be honest. Drink is secured. On our way back to the crib. I'm not really a big, like, I guess you could say snack or chip guy or candy guy. I'm really worried about my teeth. Like, not that I have teeth problems, you know, I just don't want to have teeth problems in the future. And like, I've had cavities and stuff when I was little. And, you know, even a fun story, when I was like really little, like my baby teeth, I had, you know, got a, you know, little bicycle. Like, I was just driving my bicycle at my grandparents' house and ended up, you know, driving off a brick wall, you know, face first into the concrete. And no cap there. Like, seriously, all my teeth fell out. Fuck those baby teeth all the way up. Luckily, somehow, I don't even know how. Like, it's an absolute, it's a miracle my teeth are even straight. Like, I mean, you know, not perfectly straight, but like as straight as they are. You know, I would never complain about my teeth being crooked. And there's just so many things, you know, that go into that. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know how, you know, I made it past that moment. Because that was when I was really little, and you know, since then, ever since I've had like a coherent brain, I've been just super anal about my teeth. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I've been, you know, super on top of my teeth, and I've just, I don't know, I'm just super scared of getting cavities, losing them, and then, you know, teeth pain as well. Christmas lights are absolutely beautiful. We have a guy who dresses up as Santa at that house, and he'll just wave at the, you know, at the street. I don't know, I love small little communities. It's really different from, you know, a city, which, you know, I've been to, you know, 3 or 4 times this year, and it's, you know, it's cool to go, but I don't think nothing will ever beat the country, like just driving. I mean, you guys can see there's no real cars on the road. We pass a car here and now, and like, especially for just driving my cars, like not this one, you know, this is just a normal casual drive to the store, but if I'm driving like, you know, my Miata or something, or like back when I had the Corvette, or even like the Infiniti, you know, you're never around anybody. You're not really, you know, putting anybody else in danger. And you can just have the fear, you know, just the freeness of driving your car how you want to. And cops aren't really that bad. I don't know. I absolutely love it. And I'm not the one who's like cut up. I don't really care about doing all that stuff. Also, like windy roads like this that I'll just be taking at like 60. Just no reason not to. I don't know why. Like, old heads be slowing like 30 around this. You just take this, just dive it real quick. And like, obviously I'm not going quicker now, I'm just in the Jeep, just cruising the corners. But yeah, man, the Miata will fly around these cars. I'll be taking them like 70, 80. A lot of people don't know the Miata's like 2,000 pounds. So yeah, it doesn't have like, it's like 250 horsepower, maybe 200, I don't really know. But you know, at 2,000 pounds, like it's just a lot of fun. And I'm looking at like painting it orange this next year. Cause I painted it purple, you know, the first time, but I just didn't do a good job. I didn't really know what I was doing. It's the first time ever doing it. So I think I'm gonna do it again and actually, you know, really try hard to make the paint good and do it myself, because that'll be a really big accomplishment, because I just like doing stuff like that. That's my project car. So, you know, I've torn that thing down from, you know, all the way, tore the engine out of it, repainted underneath of it, the engine bay. It used to be blue, and then the engine bay was like the silver color, but I painted everything underneath it black. I mean, I've done so much work to that car, it's not even funny. Like the amount of hours, you know, like something like that, you just can't get back. And, you know, that's why I love it. And, you know, with everything else, you know, I put work into it, and you can kind of see results from it. That I haven't seen results from, because it's still purple and fucking ugly. Like, yeah, it drives like a damn, like it drives, all right, I can't say I haven't seen results, because it drives, you know, so well, and it's so much fun. But the only thing is like the color and just how it looks for me, in my opinion. But, you know, we'll get there. But we made it back to the crib. Just let me know if you enjoyed this, because obviously I don't make like content like this all the time, and I just want to make stuff you guys enjoy, as well as, you know, the most educational content possible. The educational content doesn't just blow up out of nowhere. So obviously there's 100 videos of those. I'm just gonna post random ones like this because I almost enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's fun. It's kind of just like almost, you know, peeking into like what I do. And you know, you guys see, I mean, you guys know how YouTube works. Like, people just post, you start to like them, and then, you know, you never know, they start to blow up, and then all of a sudden you got a community. And I don't know, you see people like Ryan Trahan or like fucking Mr. Beast, and it's just like almost like cults. I never want that shit, but you know, I just, even now, like my community now, it's just an absolute blessing. But before I start yapping again, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.